This is KP4MD. Is my audio coming through?
Nice and clear, Carl.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good evening to all. This is Kilo Papa for Mike Delta. And you're listening to the River City Arcs, Sacramento, California, Slow Scan Television Net. And this net is held every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific time on 441.30 megahertz repeater in the Sacramento area, and also on our YouTube channel. River City Arcs members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call anytime, please announce your call sign between transmissions, and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise, you need the repeater, please contact net control and say break break. The double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with a full call sign using a recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before I continue. Any station who wishes to check into the net, come now, please. I already have KL7HQR. Please come any other check-ins.
November 6, Papa, Golf, Quebec.
Okay, I have November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec is number 2. Are there any others? Not hearing anybody else right now. We'll just go ahead with us 3 then. KL7HQR, Neil, are you ready to send a picture? If so, please proceed. Over.
This is KL7HQR. Good evening, Carol and Bob. I'm going to try. I don't know if my template comes across. Let's find out. KL7HQR.
Okay, that picture came through pretty well here. Just one little line that had interference, like a dropout, and a couple dozen pixel pops. How about you, Bob? How did you copy that over?
Well, it came through very well. A few pixel pops in the sky. Looks like we have I don't know, some kind of bird, a swan or something like that, up in a tree, like way up in a tree. And Neil has his call sign in the N6NA SSTV Net as captions. And I think he's figuring things out. I got to do some studying or have Neil give me a hand. But good quality, and be interested to know where this was taken in 6PGQ.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it looks to me not like a swan, but maybe some other kind of a water bird, like a heron or maybe a stork or something. But I don't think that would be your swan. I think their plumage is a little different. Just my guessing. Over to you. Can you please explain this picture, Neil? Over.
Yes, Carol 7HQR. This was taken in my backyard. I have a very tall tree that represents my north orientation for the orientation of the antenna. And we also happen to have a little pond in the backyard with about 70 fish. Not koi, but 10-cent Walmart fish that when they put in the pond, they grow pretty good. And because you have the fish, you have these visitors. There's a white, I believe you call them a heron. Very large bird. I would say that when it stands up is about between 4 and 5 feet. And it landed on the very top of the tree, and that tree was bending quite a lot. And so there's a picture Sandy took. So I tried to use that as my example because right now I put the legend, and it is, obviously it was broadcast, but it does not show on my list of templates, so I need to figure out how to do that. I did a lot on the before when I was here in the SSTV Net. I did a lot of those and never had any problems. Right now I have to learn it again. But that's about it. Back to that.
Very interesting. I took this picture and I put it through Google Lens, and it's telling me that it's a great egret, which is sometimes confused with a heron. It kind of looked like a heron to me. Any other comments about this picture?
I would like, when you have a chance, to let me know how you did that, because I think Sandy will be super interested in identifying birds that way.
Yeah, it's an app on your smartphone. I don't know if Apple has it, Apple phone, but I know the Google Lens. It's in the Google Play Store, and what you do is you point your camera on the phone at a picture, snap a picture, and it matches it up with other images on the internet, and it gives you a good idea of what it is. It'll actually put a name there to the thing. I use it for flowers because I'm really bad at identifying flowers. Over.
Oh, right. Thank you. I am definitely going to check on that. I have iPhone, but I can use that on the computer on Google. So that's going to be a good find here. Thank you, Carol. Back to net, Carol 7HQR.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
Can you repeat the name of the bird, what you identified as?
Yeah, great. It's G-R-E-A-T, egret, E-G-R-E-T. Over.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, next, over to you, Bob. Say, do you have a picture for us? Over.
Okay, this is PD 120.
Okay, Neil, KL7HQR, how did you copy that picture, and do you have any comments? Over.
Roger, Kill 7 HQ. Yeah, I got it. Beautiful copy of the picture, beautiful sharp colors, quite a few hits on and flips here and there from our favors up, our friends up north. But I had seen a picture that Bob had also gotten the ham clock, and Bob, I'm curious about that kind. I'm still learning about the ham clock and the different alternatives and facilities, and what kind of map you have showing there. So, but pretty good. Nice to have you among the group of the ham clock friends. Back to that.
Okay, Bob, tell us about your picture, KP4MD, please.
Well, I have a television up in the corner of my room that has been sitting there for a long time, and someone in the group gave me a TV receiver that I should in some way figure out how I can aim it at Walnut Grove. But anyway, the TV was sitting there unused, and I happened to go to CPAC a few months ago, and here was a guy, Innovato company, selling little computers that would do ham clock. And he claimed that it would be significantly less expensive than buying a Raspberry Pi and doing all the loading of software. He said it was already on the computer. And so I took a leap of faith, and a couple of days ago I hooked the silly thing up, and amazingly it works just fine. And so he sells the whole thing, mount and computer and fan and HDMI cable and all that kind of stuff for $49, and for an additional $10 you can get a little wireless keyboard. So it does work. N6PGQ.
Very nice. Any other questions about this picture?
Yeah, I'm going to have a question for Bob on the map. But Carol, pardon if I say this, but you sound a little tired. Are you okay?
Actually, I've been struggling with my breathing today, so thank you for your comment about that. I do actually have an appointment for a pulmonary function study next week at the hospital, but I don't know. I've been using my inhalers, but I'm just really a little bit out of breath. Over.
Okay, so we definitely need to take care of you. Don't let's limit the conversation. I will ask Bob the question, if you don't mind. Bob, what kind of map do you have there? I saw on the YouTube about the Innovato version of this. Looking at my picture as I have on my ham clock and yours, it seems to be, the display seems to be exactly the same. You know, of course you have different options for the different areas. But what kind of mapping you have in there? I do have the terrain, but you have some traces going from your location. So can you clarify that?
Yeah, when you set it up, you put in your latitude and longitude or your grid square, and it centers the map on you. And you know, of course, it's showing where the sun is in the nighttime, and so it seems to work out pretty well. Up on the right is a picture of the sun, and I think you can change. I haven't read the directions very well, but I think you can change the images that you have in the upper right quadrant so that you can use a different piece of software. I think there's some DX software that's already loaded that you can put in there and look for DX stations. Anyway, when I read the directions finally you know how I am, Neil. I'll let you know how it works.
Scale 70 square, I'm quite sure that Carol on a normal day would be jumping in here with all kinds of things. She knows everything there is about that. The little bit that I've read, if you click on each of the areas on the top, if you click on the top of the picture on each of the areas, your left click, it will show you options on what you can display in that particular quadrant. And you can even put one or two, and it will cycle between those two. But on the map area itself, I have exactly the same map that you do have, but I don't know what are the lines that are showing there between your location. You have some going to Australia and some going to Africa, to South America. So did you do a specific request for that type of module on the map?
Oh, that's how it comes standard. And so it's showing the contacts from your location as to where they have been successful. And if I can remember right, they're in different colors and they indicate different frequencies.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Let's discuss this and see how we can set it up. I know that we have different hardware, but probably the software parts, there should be some commonality on it. So anyway, let me pass it back to Carol for the net. And Carol, I suggest that if you have a picture, go ahead and send. Otherwise, feel free to close the net. Okay, KL7HQR.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll send this picture PD120. Okay, Bob, N6PGQ, how did you copy this over?
Well, I copied it very well. There are only a few obvious pixel pops in the dark area down at the bottom. You have a few more things on mine. You've got temperature and vocap and looks like different bands that are highlighted in different colors up in the right. I'm going to have to read instructions. That looks really good. Quality's good, and you have your call at the top was /P, so you must have used this when you were in Puerto Rico. Anyway, be interested to hear N6PGQ.
Yeah, affirmative. How about you? How did you copy this, Neil? Over.
Very good copy, Carol. Carol. A little bit of pops here and there, just like with Bob, but very clear. Yeah, and when we can, when you feel better, and next time maybe as a club tomorrow, if you feel better, I would like to learn a little bit more about this, and because I have not seen the option to see the contacts. Obviously, I have not recorded any contact through that. So, anyway, looks like it's a whole new area to learn a few things about. So, good job, KL7HQR to the net, back to net.
Okay, this is KP4MD. I noticed that your picture you took, Bob, was with a camera taking a picture of a screen. And this is actually a screen capture. That's why it's a bit sharper resolution, although it's kind of hard to squish all of these letters into this resolution. But this was the setup I had during the contest. I went into that live spots panel up in my upper right, and I selected only the spots on 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters, which were the bands that I was operating. I set it to display the PSK spots from my grid square, which is FK68, and it's PSK, and I believe it was for maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes or so. So it of course, the center of this map you could see is centered on Puerto Rico, where I was, and it projected all of the PSK spots from PSK Reporter map to all of the different locations that I had received within that previous 15 minutes. Not that I had received necessarily, but anything from my grid square to any other part of the world. So there were other stations in my grid square that I know were operating contest. So it gave me a real-time view of where the band was open at that particular time. So it gave me an idea of what were the bands that I can operate on and make contacts to those parts of the world. So that's one of the things I'm going to discuss tomorrow, and I hopefully have a voice. But yeah, the VOA cap is that was set up, but the DE, of course, was my grid square, which was FK68, and for DX I set that on JO10, which is, I believe, in the middle of Europe. It's that you could maybe barely see a little green circle over Belgium. That's kind of like in the center of Europe. So that gave me the VOA cap predictions for contacts to Europe over the next 24 hours. And I was particularly interested in Europe because that's where most of the multipliers are for the IARU contest. And it helped me quite a bit, so I'll be discussing this tomorrow at the W6SFM meeting. Anyone have any other comments or questions?
KL7HQ, I'm looking forward to your talk tomorrow.
Okay.
See you tomorrow, N6PGQ.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Yeah, this is one of the good things about running it on any computer is you can, from any computer on your network, you can take a snapshot like this, just a screen capture, and save it as a file, like a JPG file or something, and share these pictures with other people. So it's really cool. Okay, any other comments before we close the net?
Go rest, young lady. Thanks so much for being there tonight. KL7HQR, clear.
Okay, you're very welcome, and thank you to everyone who is following us out there on YouTube. Thanks to all who participated in tonight's Slow Scan Television Net. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. This net is now officially closed at 9:28 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. This is Carol, Kilo Pop for Mike Delta, wishing you all a good evening. 73.
Yeah, Bob, KL7HQR. Is it okay if we can follow up on phone for a few minutes?
Sure, give me a shout.
Okay, KL7HQR, now QRT.
N6PGQ.